Let's concentrate on our country. I got a couple of gripes, but I also have reasons to think that we can be generating more revenue in this country and not from the lower and the middle classes. My gripes are, A, I don't want to suffer. I don't want to suffer in silence. I don't want to suffer, period, because our president and this administration are making bad choices. They're making choices that benefit themselves. Doesn't benefit me at all. And that makes me upset. Upset for all of us. I don't believe that I have to suffer now to feel better later. What's the guarantee I'm going to feel better later? I got so much that I'm unhappy about. I'm not going to name them all. I'm just going to say that I don't believe we have to suffer. I think there are ways of generating revenue in this country. And I can name several. And maybe you'll think of some as well. So let's look at how do we generate revenue and not have deficit spending. One way is everyone who pays into FICA, the first $500,000, you've got that cap at $182,000, and you pay the 6.2% of your income and the 1.45% up to $882,000. After the first $500,000, well, if you tap everyone's salary 7.65%, you're going to generate a lot of income. You want to make $700 million bucks? I don't care. You're going to pay 7.6% of your income into Social Security and Medicare. Then our system will never, ever go bankrupt. That's one way to generate revenue and not have to worry about Social Security, Medicare, or any of our social services. They'd be covered, and they'd be covered ad infinitum. Another way is derivative spending. Derivative trades accounted before the pandemic for a quadrillion dollars. That's an awful lot of money. All I want is a piece of it because some of the spreads could be 11% or more. I just want 6%. 6 cents on every $100 trade. I figured out that would generate close to $1 trillion in 1 year. $1 trillion bucks. It would be enough money for folks making $75,000 and less. 154 million Americans to get a basic living wage of $12,000. I don't think you take away the rest of the services, but I do think that with a basic living wage, people would have a leg up, a way to become an entrepreneur, to grow a business, to own a home, a way out of poverty, a real way out of poverty. And it's doable because derivatives are risky business. You don't need derivatives. You could have an insurance policy to cover all those trades. And those trades should be covered because banks need to be covered in terms of every trade that's made with assets that are significant in case of loss. And remember, derivatives are what brought the housing market into a downward spiral in 2008 and crippled our economy. We don't need them. They're risky. What else would I do? I'd close loopholes for hedge funds. Not sure how many hedge funds there are, but a lot of them make $1 billion a year. I think they should be taxed as ordinary income. No more deferred 20% fees, monies that are hidden in the Cayman Islands. No siree. From now on, you tax them 40%. Probably that's a good number if you're making $1 billion. And then we don't have to worry about deficit spending. Doesn't matter. We got income into the country. You want another way to get income? Start reducing those subsidies to fossil fuel companies and big Agra, unless they go into green energy. I understand this is not what our president wants. He wants to drill, baby, drill. But that's going to be bad for all of us. And it's going to make us all unhealthy, which increases our deficit. A healthy population, an educated population. That's what I would want. And I would think, as a president or as a steward of our economy, that's what everyone should want. The health and well-being of the people, not just yourself. It's not good enough what's going on today. It's not good that the president breaks laws. It's not good that these executive orders are illegal and are being overturned. It's not good for America. We got to stop and think, what are we doing? On his birthday, he's going to have a massive celebration, a military celebration. Well, we the people are going to have a celebration of our own because we're protesting all of these executive orders and the consequences of them. We haven't felt it all yet, but we don't know how many people are out of work, how many agencies are marginally funded, and we certainly don't want our universities to stop research and development. What we do here in America affects the entire global community. And we want to be able to affect it like we have in a positive, not a negative way.